Waiting on parts for the past 2 months from Aircraft Spruce, but they have arrived. Check it out. 2024 T4 aluminum. I think the longest piece is 12 feet by 1 1/4 inches. And 1/8 of an inch thick. So yeah, we get to start building more of the wing spars. I think today, gotta check the manual, 1 second. Just kind of clamp everything into place. Make sure that I can visualize how it's supposed to go together before I do any drilling. Mark it up and then start drilling. First, I definitely need to organize myself, so I'm gonna do that. Alright, first cap strip down. Now, this is the 12-footer. Then comes, what's next? On top, 131 3/8. Okay, we're going to take a different approach. I'm going to cut each of the spars to length, and by spars I mean cap strips. So this long one, it's not exactly 12 feet. It's got to be 143 and I believe 5/8 of an inch. I can read that correctly. Yep, 143 and 5/8 of an inch. The next one down, 131 and 3/8 of an inch. And that goes on the front. One after that, 71 and 1/2 inches, 2 on the rear. They're offset, so what is that? So they are offset roughly 55 and 3/8 from the back of this bracket right here. But then I'm struggling to, okay, then the 71 and 1/2 inch cap strip is at the center point of the spar web splice, which I have right here. So there's one that bridges this gap evenly, and then another one on the front. 2 different sizes though, it looks like. All right, we'll figure it out. One of the challenges of doing this plane build and having a full-time job is I spend all day looking at screens and spreadsheets, and then I have to try and figure this stuff out. And if I start struggling too much, then I might as well just take a break, because I want it to be right. I don't want to mess up and not notice it and have it cost a couple $1,000, or you know, mess up and not notice it at all and then go flying in it. So we'll do all the markup today, probably cut tomorrow. Long strips are marked to 143 and 5/8. Now for the next one down, 131 and 3/8. Always need another Sharpie. All right, this one is 131 and 3/8. helps me, marking this stuff just helps me visualize and quickly identify what needs to be there, so bear with me, people. Working my way down. We have one that is 71 and a half. Two of those, 71 and a half. Two 71 and a half. Those are not marked. Okay, and now the 102 and 1/4. If I can write. We are going to be cutting cap strips. Now, before you comment on how messy my garage is, this is all going to change pretty soon. This mess is going to be cleaned up. Tables are going to be rearranged so I have more working space, because right now it's not quite ideal. I'm getting married this Friday. Once that's done, we get to rearrange the garage. Enjoy while I cut up the spars. Rough mock-up. I'm gonna set up those tables, have it go the full length. I'll do a little aisle in the center so I can work on both wings at the same time, and then I'll get more clamps, probably more of these. I really like these, but Yeah, to start off, this is the left wing. This is the back side of the left wing. The plans call for the two 143 and 5/8 inch cap strips running all the way to the end right here. This is under its own weight, which is kind of cool. It's only supported right there in the center. On top of the 143 and 5/8 are two 71.5 inch cap strips. Starting right here, the midpoint is lined up with the splice in the rib. So then this goes in like that. And where's the center point? Like that. And then a piece attaches from here down, goes through here to the fuselage, which will be, imagine the plane is in a nosedive going this way. I would be sitting right here. So, on the front side of the wing, we've got the two 131s going the length, followed by the 102 right here, 102 inch piece, and then a 71.5 right here, going to about there. That's about it for today. Probably shouldn't work on it until I get the table set up, because I'm running out of space and then accidents happen. Continuing on working on the left wing. So I need to measure out the distance between the two cap strips right here. So the distance between the center point of each, center point of this and the center point of this, needs to be exactly 7 inches. I'm going to cut this piece of cheap aluminum that I got from Lowe's to 5.75 inches, which should be the gap between this inner edge and this inner edge. So the distance from the center point here to here is 7. These are 1.25 inches. So 0.625 times 2 is 1.25. So 5.75 should be the difference. Going to measure that just to double check. Yep, 5.75 is pretty close. So I'm going to make sure that's exact. And then we will clamp it in place again once it's all set up. Alright, 5.75. Mark that off and start cutting. Cut a little bit long. I'm going to sand that down to exactly 5.75. All right. 5.75. Oh. Let's get measuring. We're going to line up some of the cap strips, drill a couple holes, and cleco those together, and so on until I have a product that will resemble a somewhat complete main spar web. That's what you're going to see now. Trying to put things together in my head, so if I'm not making sense, I apologize, but you know, it's my YouTube channel. I can do whatever I want in my plane. Right now I'm just rounding the edges so that they fit, let's see, right there. There's a little bit of a radius to that, so I'm going to round this edge so that it lines up and fits nicely in there. Look at that. Nice and tight. And don't worry, I will do one final prep on with a flap disc or a sanding paper, just to make sure that there's no little burrs hanging out in there. This is just to assemble it, mock it up before I do the final assembly. Okay, initial layup's done. I'm gonna take some final measurements and figure out where to drill. A little sneak peek of the plans. I'm gonna drill a hole, this hole right here, which is 1 9/16 inches away from the splice, and I will use that on both sides as an anchor point for my spar caps. That way I can hold them in place while I'm adjusting everything. And then same on the front. I will measure out 1.25 inches back to the end of the spar cap from the main wing attachment bolt, and I will then measure out this distance to the 6 3/8 inch mark and drill a hole right there to anchor the other end of the cap strip. And then from there, everything is 1.021 inches apart. Alright, I had a little bit of a brain fart, measuring the wrong thing. This is the number, the line that I'm looking for. 1 9/16 of an inch, 1 9/16 of an inch. Ignore this one. Just me thinking about something else while I'm measuring. Not good. Alright, I forgot to record this portion, but I drilled the second spar cap for this side, which means that can come undone. And this stays attached because it got clecos in it. Obviously these are temporary, but that's a little win. Look at that. It's attached without the use of clamps. Look at that. Feeling accomplished. Feeling very accomplished. No, it's not that big of a deal, but whatever. This line right here is 6 3/8 offset from the cap strip, and then I went back 1.021 inches. This is where the first rivet is in the 102 1/4 inch cap strip, which is on the top of the front of the left wing. And this is the left wing, this is the top, and this is the front. So I'm going to drill that. Alright, kind of crude, but it's just the first two. I'm going to get some screws, bolt them together. I'm going to finish up the other side. Maybe we'll get started on the other one too. We'll see. Maybe I'll go to the hardware store, take my learnings from this wing, apply it to the right wing. Alright, so I'm getting tired of making mistakes. As I was putting on the lower portion of the front, I forgot to line up these two. So I'll probably I might have to do some research. I'll probably end up buying another one of these 2024 pieces. It's a small one, so it won't cost that much. It's off by 1/2 inch. That's it for today, and probably for another couple weeks I'm going to duplicate this process. So I might film that, I might not. It's going to be repetitive, kind of the same thing, and then I will start riveting this stuff together. So hopefully things go smoothly, and hopefully I can make better progress on this. The wings are pretty tedious for me. It's just part of building a plane, I guess, but see you on the next one.